Hey guys, this is Sid and I'm back with another video. I've been in Canada for about 2 months now, and in this video, I'm going to share my travel experience and talk extensively about the route that I took to reach Vancouver. During my initial days of planning, I was very confused because rules around international travel were changing frequently, and there was a lot of confusion about which route to take. I decided to travel via Ukraine, and I'm going to share my experience and talk about the problems I faced, the things I liked about this journey, and more. I will also be sharing the details of the travel agency who made all of this possible. So let's jump in. In order to travel to Ukraine, I was supposed to acquire an e-visa. And to file for an e-visa, I needed to get travel insurance, booking confirmation of a hotel, flight tickets, and bank statements. My travel agent took care of the rest of the procedure, and I got my e-visa within 24 hours of filing one. My journey began on the 12th of July at the New Delhi airport, where I was supposed to board a direct flight to Kiev. I entered the airport at about 2 a.m. and went straight to the check-in counter of UIA. The staff present on the spot checked my passport, e-visa, air tickets, and COVID report. They asked about my purpose of travel, and I answered honestly. They did seem a little bit confused, so they also asked to see my letter of acceptance. After checking in, I went through the departure gates, through passport control and security. All of this process was very straightforward and smooth. There was little to no questioning. Finally, I boarded the flight to Kiev, wearing a full-fledged PPE kit. The aircraft was small and it was jam-packed, which made the journey a little uncomfortable, but that was all a part of the experience. The duration of this flight was about 8 hours, and I reached Kiev as scheduled. I had already pre-booked an on-arrival rapid COVID test, which was required by the Ukrainian authorities to skip the 14-day quarantine. I gave my sample for the test and got the report in about 15 minutes. After leaving the testing area, I went to passport control and immigration. They too were a little confused and asked me to show basic documents like my letter of acceptance, COVID report, hotel vouchers, and onward ticket to Canada. After they were satisfied, they stamped my passport, and that's it. I was in Kiev. I got my bags and there was a pickup scheduled for me to get to Hotel Bratislava. I reached there with my friend and we rested for a while. Kiev is a beautiful place, a city to absolutely cherish. It's a great place to make friends, make memories, and have fun. Me and my friends decided to explore the city a bit, and we had lots of fun, something I would never forget. Moving on, I gave my COVID test sample on the first night of arrival, and the report came back negative the next day. We went out and explored the city even more. My flight for Frankfurt was scheduled for the 14th of July at 7 a.m. My friends who were supposed to go to Toronto had their flights on the same day at 2 p.m. So we bid farewell. I went on to catch my next flight. I was picked up from the hotel at about 2 a.m. and we reached the airport at 3. The entire process from checking in to security to immigration was very smooth. Whatever questions I was asked, I answered precisely and with honesty, and that's it. I reached Frankfurt, where I had a layover of about 4 hours. I met a few people there who were also traveling to Vancouver, and the transit area of the Frankfurt airport is quite huge. And if you like shopping, there are a lot of stores you can check out. Spending 4 hours there was not at all difficult. In fact, time passed rather quickly. I checked into my final flight and after 10 long hours, reached Vancouver on the 14th of July at 3 p.m. Upon arrival, I filled out my information on the kiosk available at the airport. This was a standard procedure for every international traveler. I input my vaccination details, departure country, passport number, and so on. I had already filled out the form on ArriveCan application while I was in Ukraine. After filling out the form on the kiosk, I got a receipt and went on to the passport control. They only asked to see my vaccination certificates and that's it. Then I went to baggage claim to pick up my luggage, and from there I went to the immigration to get my study permit. I had to wait a little bit because it was crowded there. I got my study permit and the officer on duty did not ask me anything. Next, I went to give my COVID test sample, and the process there was pretty straightforward, and that's it. That was the end of my journey and the beginning of a new one. I booked everything with the help of Mr. Pranav from Yala Travels New Delhi. He made sure that everything went smoothly and constantly stayed in touch with me throughout the journey. Our bookings in Kiev were at a really nice hotel. Meals were included both during our stay and during our flights. I was carrying 2 check-in bags, 1 cabin bag, and a laptop bag on top of that. And honestly, he took care of everything from the e-visa, add-ons, COVID testing, and so on. He even came to see me off at the Delhi airport, so shout out to Pranav from Yala Travels for such a great experience. I will leave their contact details in the description of the video along with other useful information. Please note that this video is not sponsored at all, and I am only sharing my travel experience with you all so you can make better decisions for yourself. And also, I will try to be more active on YouTube. If there is something in particular that you would like to know more about, then please post a comment and let me know. And as always, you can reach out to me on Instagram if you want to talk to me about anything. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe if you found this helpful. Cheers.